Welcome inside Regents Hall on the campus of Northern Kentucky University alongside Jen Palilonis. I am Ben Burdette, and the NKU Norse take on the Queens Royals tonight in 2 straight games against Queens. A really good opportunity for the Norse at the bottom of the MIVA.
Big couple of matches tonight, Ben. These teams are battling it out for playoff contention. So we want to see the Norse come out strong tonight.
Queens' only one conference win on the year was against Ohio State. But this is the first game for the Norse in 7 games that they're not facing a top 15 team in the country. So that will surely help a bit. Last game, Norse dropped in 3 sets against Loyola Chicago, and Queens dropped a heartbreaker against Lindenwood. Took them to 5 sets, but ultimately fell to move to 1-11 in MIVA play.
Yeah, Queens played really well against Lindenwood last week. Lindenwood, obviously, top couple of spots. They've been battling for the #1 spot in the MIVA for the past couple of weeks. Queens played very strong against them, put up some good numbers. So I anticipate they will be a tough competitor tonight.
Nick Whitley to serve first, and off we go. It's an ace for Nick Whitley.
That's what we want to see tonight out of the Norse. One of the, things that they did really well last week against Lewis was serve well.
Whitley will try it again. That one too long.
I think I jinxed it, Ben.
Might have. Charlie Podgurney serving for Queens. The 6'2" setter, Niles, Illinois, sends it away. Floats it. Diaz to Whitley. Alie with the hit down the middle. Sent outside, a partial block, but a kill for Queens. That's Chase Champagne. And sends into the net. So 2-2 to start it early. For Griffin Wheatley to serve for the Norse. Wheatley taking over the team lead in kills with 106. Will McKelvin not too far behind. From the back row, a good dig by Trace Klausing. Whitley pushed over by Wheatley. Skoosen sets it up.
Nice.
Good dig by Griffin Wheatley. Whitley will push it over. Podgurney down the middle, deflected at the net. Whitley sets up McKelvin. It tried to go down the line, but missed just wide.
I think we should expect to see quite a few rallies tonight. Both of these teams are pretty scrappy. Queens plays really scrappy defense. They pick up a lot of balls.
Here's Caden Sauer. If that last name sounds familiar, yes, he's the younger brother of Kyle Sauer. 2 brothers in MIVA play here tonight. Diaz tracks that one down. Whitley now Alie down the middle, sends it into the net.
Set was just a little low. I think Alie is probably looking for a little bit higher set for a better connection there.
So Caden Sauer, sophomore, Elgin, Illinois, just like his brother. Whitley and McKelvin. Sauer able to keep it up. And a big swing, and it'll be the Norse's point. Lands wide on the hit from Champagne. Chase Alie now serving for the Norse. Champagne kept it up by Wheatley on the overhit, though. Put away by Casey Mass. Team leader in kills. I was 193 of them already.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Nick's a back row setter there, so he couldn't jump with the block.
Now Caden Ledbetter, 6'7" freshman, Chandler, Arizona. Wheatley and Adam Blair, who's back into the lineup. And a pushover and a kill for Queens. Blair has been excellent win set so far. Unable to convert on his first opportunity. It won't be his last.
We'll see a lot of tips and rolls out of Queens tonight as well, so the Norse really need to be ready.
Diaz is blocked, but scores off of it. JD Diaz back into the lineup and back onto the score sheet.
Diaz is really good at using that block, trying to get the ricochet out of bounds. So we'll see him try to be crafty tonight, hopefully.
Will McKelvin. Podgerney, and Norse can't get it back over. It was Whitley and Blair went up for the block.
They were there. They just needed to push those arms across the net.
Chance Champagne serving for Queens. Wheatley down to handle it. Whitley, and Diaz pushes it for the kill.
Little service pressure from Queens there. Excellent pass by Griffin Wheatley.
JD Diaz, freshman from Miami, Florida, top spins it over. Podgerney to Champagne off the net. Klausing. Wheatley, Blair fakes it. Wheatley sends it over. This time Blair will take a swing at it and convert. He's done a lot of that this year. Missed the last few games with a concussion, but few better in MIVA play at converting on their chances. In fact, he's 5th in the entire conference in hitting percentage. Another one from Diaz.
Nice up.
Wheatley this time. Sour handles on the back row. Housing again. Wheatley keeps it up. Diaz from the back row. Pushed, and the kill for Casey Mass.
And again, Ben, you see there, long rally. NKU needs to be prepared for a tip, a roll, a push in those long rallies. Queens kind of converting there and trying to end that set quick, that play.
Moss to serve. Diaz. Whitley. Diaz. Pinballing around. He has to track it back down. Wow. What body control there by Diaz to duck out of the way.
That was actually Leo.
Oh, Trespassus Wink.
Yeah.
Well, excellent job by Trespassus Wink.
I don't know if you noticed there, the sidelines were screaming at him to get out of the way of the ball.
Get out of the way. 8-7. Blair.
Nice serve.
Sour. Handled by Diaz. Diaz on the swing from the back row. Another kill for JD Diaz. So hard to keep track of Diaz. I thought he was Trespassus Wink. You know, he'll play libero. He'll play hitter. He'll play.
That's the thing about
everywhere.
JD. JD's a great setter. JD's a great pin. JD's a great bro. He is an all-around player.
Looks like we're getting a challenge here from Queens. Eight to 8 here in the first set for the moment. We'll see the results of this challenge.
I'm a little unclear here about what's being challenged.
The ball landed clearly in.
Oh, for sure. The only thing that he could be challenging is maybe some, maybe he thinks there was a net violation. Certainly no issues with touch. The ball was in.
Yeah, as expected.
Yeah.
Goal confirmed.
He must have been challenging in or out. That was very clearly.
Norse have tied it, looking to take the lead with Adam Blair. Capable of awfully potent serves, Blair. Podgerney, back row hit, and a kill again for Casey Moss. Good start for Moss here in the first set.
Yeah, that was a really strong back row attack. He hung in the air for a second there, and the block committed just a little too soon, so he was able to get an open net.
Rylan Coleman for Queens. Diaz over to Wheatley. And They say a touch. Kill for Wheatley. Went right down the line with it.
Yep, he turned his shoulders at the last minute, which enabled him to clip the fingers there of the blockers.
Nick Whitley serving. Pushed over for the... Oh, it's still up.
Beautiful pancake.
I thought there was no way Whitley got to that. McKelvin now blocked. Caden Sauer puts it away.
Man, when your defense makes a play like that, you really want to convert that into a point.
Podgerney ticks off of Wheatley, and that is an ace.
Yeah, I think that ball might have been going out.
A little bit indecision maybe from Wheatley there.
Yep, that's what it was. Norse need a quick side out here. There's a pass.
And Alie converts the kill. Hung up in the air, picked out his spot. Got the Norse back on serve, trailing by 1.
That was a good connection on that kill. That ball's tight.
Good job by Podgerney to set it up for Ledbetter. Leo Trespassis Wink back in, Klausing to the bench. Big serve. Well handled, though, by Diaz. Wheatley, Diaz at the net, big swing. One hit left for Queens. Trespassis Wink. Now Wheatley from the back line. Up into the rafters, shoots down. And a kill for Wheatley. Norse will take that. They've been burned so many times by these low ceilings.
Yeah. Opponents tend to get burned a little more than we do, where I think we're a little more used to these low ceilings, but it's like pinball when it hits that ceiling.
Not only are they low, there's beams making like spider web patterns. You have no idea where the ball's going to go. Chase Alie. Norse looking to tie up set 1. Podgerney. Oh, a miss hit there. Norse will take that. Casey Moss tried to go cross court, didn't get over the nets.
Here we are tied again. Norse wanting to take the lead.
Alie tried to go cross court on the serve, missed it wide.
Alie likes that spot, and he's been quite successful putting the ball there, but went just a little wide that time.
Ledbetter exits for Queens. Jack Anderson comes in.
NKU needs to get some momentum here. They've been kind of killing their own momentum with missed serves.
Wheatley to Whitley. Here's McKelvin. Big deflection at the net, and it flies too far away. Kill for McKelvin. Klausing back in for Trespassis Wink. McKelvin serving. We're tied again, 13-all. Waiting for a team to pull away here in set 1. Norse trying to be the team to do that. Big serve, McKelvin. Well handled by Skusin. And a kill by Mass. Just sent that one into no man's land, really. That back corner.
Yeah.
Vacated.
I think Griff got caught. Couldn't quite make that move.
Champagne serving. Big serve, too long. 14-all.
It's a good rotation for the Norse. We got a setter in the front row. JD's a strong server.
Podgerney down the middle for the kill. No, they're going to say landed out.
Yep, he turned his shoulders.
Very close.
He's trying to catch that line.
Queens has already burned a challenge. Not that time. Norse will take it. Diaz. Skusin tracks it down. Swung on. And going to be the end of the point
And you see there, Queens does not give up. That was a horribly out of system play, and yet they were able to convert that into a point.
Still even. 15 now. Casey Moss serving. Diaz to Whitley. Diaz on the swing, and it's a kill for JD Diaz.
Matt Cosgrove coming in for some service pressure.
Fresh cut, Matt Cosgrove. Podgerney back row kill. Again, that's Moss. Rylan Coleman, 16-16 here in set one. Coleman sends it away. Diaz to Whitley. Here is Wheatley. Big connection.
Yeah, that was a great play. Clean pass, great set, quick point.
Nick Whitley to serve. Started this set with an ace. Here, Ledbetter's blocked at the net by Whitley. Wheatley, rather, stays up. Klausing, Whitley. Podgerney sets up Sauer. And just off the hands of Diaz. It shot all the way over to the Queens bench. Lands out.
Point for point in this first set.
Whitley, Diaz. Podgerney tracks it down to set up for Sauer. Norse do keep it up. Wheatley pushes over. Sauer again, left-handed this time. He converts.
Lead changes again. Queens up 1.
Podgerney. Whitley, they'll try it with McKelvin. He missed it long. Cross court. So there's the break there. And a timeout by Jen Palilonis. 2-point lead for Queens, 19-17. They remain on serve after this. Out of the Norse timeout, 19-17 Queens. Get into the late stages of set number 1. Charlie Podgerney sends it away and sends it long. Norse within 1, looking to tie it back up. Griffin Wheatley. And returns the favor. Back to a 2-point set. Caden Sauer.
Norse need a side out right now.
Diaz. Whitley trying with McKelvin. Got blocked, but scores off the block. A kill for McKelvin. Adam Blair back in. Trespasses wink to the bench. Chase Alie serving.
Got to make serves here, Norse.
Ticks off the net. Sauer down to get it. They set it up down the middle. Blair gets a good piece of it. Podgerney and a block. Blair and Diaz there, and that's what the Norse needed. They draw even at 20.
Total offensive pressure there by the Norse. Started with a great short serve by Alie.
I got it. Alie sends it long, and Queens back with the lead.
Those are the moments where you got to make your serve.
Caden Ledbetter for Queens. Whitley, Blair. They got a piece of it at the net. That was Coleman. Over to Moss again. Rylan Moss converts. That brings it back to a 2-point lead for Queens. And the second timeout taken by Jen Palilonis. It's been such an even set, but just 2 points here down the stretch. The Norse have slipped up and let Queens open up a 2-point lead. (22-20) here in set one. Queens closing in on a set victory, but the Norse trying to stop it right here. Caden Ledbetter sends it away into the nets. Just what the doctor ordered.
That's twice now out of timeout that Queens has missed a serve. So I know Coach Palilonis is happy with the timing of those timeouts.
Icing the server. McKelvin serving for the Norse, down by 1. Good serve. Podgerney over to Moss, but it was wide, was it not? No. Just inside, there was a touch at the net.
Yeah.
Yes.
Norse have to be ready for those tips. At this point in the match, Queens is going to be trying anything to make sure they can keep control.
23-21. Chance Champagne. And an ace for Champagne. Timely serving for Queens. Wow. Champagne drops it right in front of the Norse back row, and just like that, Queens has a few set points here. 24-21. Champagne to serve again. Into the net. Norse have life. 24-22. Got to take the next 3 points here. Next 2 points, rather. And before that, timeout Queens.
Queen's going to try to give us a taste of our own medicine here. Trying to ice the server.
Yeah, still set point for Queens. Norse miss a serve, obviously. Queens would win the set. Get the feeling that, and you can never guarantee anything, but this one might be going more than 3 sets here tonight.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
Both these teams have taken really good teams to 5 sets. Norse did it here just last week against Lewis. And Queens most recently against Lindenwood. Very impressive there for Queens, but doesn't matter for either of them. They lost them both. So here we go. Out of the timeout, JD Diaz serving for the Norse. Second set point for Queens here. Here comes JD Diaz. Back row, Sauer kept up McKelvin. Seimer into the match, sends it into the net. And that is it for set one. 25-22, Queens winners here in set one. Set number two coming up after this. Set number two, right away, Wheatley has a swing at it. And blocked at the net for a Norse point to begin set two. McKelvin, the block.
Norse need to work on momentum here in this set.
Podgerney sets up Sauer, left-handed push shot kept up by Whitley. Unbelievable job. McKelvin swings it over. Back row. Whitley keeps it up. Now McKelvin. Podgerney again tried to send it over himself, and the Norths were having none of it.
And that is what they need to do. They need to be ready for those tips and dumps because that is what Queens is going to do when they get in trouble.
JD Diaz read Podgerney like a book right there.
Yeah.
Wheatley, overpass. Here's Whitley. Back to Wheatley, who sends it into the net. Podgerney. Whitley. Here's Peterson. Blocked, kept up, though, by McKelvin. Diaz, big cross-court set. Back to McKelvin. Up in the rafters, over by the bench. Staying up there in the rafters. Comes down. Champagne was the one to get under it. Whitley over to Diaz. Wow, a kill for Diaz. He hooked that one right around his head there.
I think he might have been a little early on the approach there and had to adjust accordingly, but it was a great play. I think he's
moving that shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, a little sore.
Bit of a odd swing. Ryan Peterson will serve for NKU. Keep an eye on Diaz. Podgerney over to Sauer. Big swing for Sauer.
NKU didn't have much of a block there. They got to get that block over to the pin a little faster.
Caden Sauer. Trespass wink. Whitley, Blair right down the middle. Excellent job by Podgerney to keep it up for the moment, but it'll go down as a kill for Blair.
Norths are passing pretty well. That's what you need to have in order to run that middle.
North's up 4-2 here early, and Diaz continues to work that shoulder. Staying in for now. McKelvin serving for NKU. Top spin floater. Down the middle, Ledbetter converts the kill on the set from Podgerney. Caden Ledbetter serving.
Nice pass.
And Wheatley back row. A powerful swing. Kill for Wheatley would have deflected much farther away if it didn't hit one of the low-hanging basketball hoops here.
Yeah, as if the ceilings aren't low enough. We got the basketball hoops to worry about, too. This will be the first time we see JD swing since that play earlier.
That looked pretty good there. Down the middle, though, and a kill for Ryland Coleman.
Queen's trying to run a little bit faster offense here to try to get some momentum. Seen a couple of fast sets.
Chance Champagne. Queens down by 1. Now they're down by 2. Sent long by Champagne. Adam Blair serving for NKU. Into the net. North's had a 2-point lead, right back down to 1. Casey Moss serving for Queens. Had an excellent first set as far as hitting. And not a great start to set 2 serving for Moss. It's not a great start serving for really anybody.
Yeah,
set
they're
number
trading
2.
serves right now.
Nick Whitley. Podgerney. Sauer. McKelvin got a touch, but couldn't send it back over. Kill for Sauer.
Yeah, those types of block touches are tough because the ball kind of starts to drop behind you. So Will couldn't get turned around long enough or fast enough to get that ball up.
Rylan Coleman, passed by Wheatley, and a big swing by Peterson. No touch at the net, lands out. We'll see if... Yeah, no challenge coming, looks like. So 7-all. Coleman another serve. Wheatley to Whitley. Back to Wheatley. He taps and scores.
That's a smart play right there. He saw those blockers coming up at the net and decided to tip it over them.
Wheatley cross court just wide. Podgerney, top spin. Two Norse go for it. Trespassis Wink kept it up. Now Diaz will just have to give a free ball here. Sauer blocked. McKelvin.
Beautiful block there by Will McKelvin.
Norse back on serve, leading it 9-8. Sent long.
Coach is feeling kind of frustrated right now with those missed serves, I think.
Just so untimely, it seems. Sauer. Trespassis Wink. Whitley. McKelvin blocked at the nets. Casey Moss devoured that one.
Looks like there might have been a net violation there by Queens, but maybe it was the ball.
Sauer. Ooh, tough pass there by Diaz, but he's going to get it back and he's going to score.
He had to make up for that terrible pass with a great kill.
10-10. McKelvin serving for NKU. Podgerney, big swing, and a point for the Norse.
It's a good break right there.
It's another opportunity here for the Norse to take a multiple-point lead. McKelvin serving. Sauer the pass. Podgerney, Champagne. 11-all.
Another late block there by the Norse. Couldn't get over and get fingers on it to slow it down.
Jack Anderson serving. Whitley. Here comes McKelvin. Head of steam. Kept up, though, by Anderson.
That was a great dig.
Now Wheatley will have a swing at it.
Another
Sauer.
great dig.
Anderson. Ooh, overplay, and Anderson puts it away.
Yeah.
Casey Moss, rather, should have not thought it was anybody else the way Casey Moss has been playing.
Two great digs by Queens there to keep the ball in play.
Moss, an error, just barely wide. So the Norse draw even at 12, and J.D. Diaz, very, very similar to set number one here so far. Podgerney right down the middle, quick kill for Rylan Coleman. Chance Champagne. Lots of Illinois representation on this Queens roster for whatever reason. Whitley, Blair hangs in the air. Stays on the Queens side and scoring off the block.
Was that ball over?
I
He
believe
must have
so.
had a touch there. Yeah, volleyball's huge in the Chicago, Illinois region. So you see actually a lot of teams in the MIVA have a fair amount of Chicago players.
Champagne, that's just barely long. Norse back on serve. Still a good amount of East Coast representation as well on the Queens roster.
Yeah.
Virginia, Maryland, places like that.
Matt Cosgrove back in the match, trying to bring some serving pressure.
Head to the net it goes for Cosgrove. 15-13 Queens. Casey Moss.
Norse need a side out here. Beautiful pass. Beautiful.
And Ryan Peterson finishes it off.
That is the perfect play, Ben. Beautiful pass, quick set to the middle, and a great swing by Ryan Peterson.
Norse trying to take consecutive points. Nick Whitley, they will not.
Got to make those serves.
Caleb Williams, first action tonight. Man of many talents, coming from the Chicago Bears. Just kidding. Greensboro, North Carolina, sophomore. Sends it away for Queens. And wow. Okay.
You don't like to see that.
Right in the back of the head of Caden Sauer.
Those balls are coming really fast. You never like to see somebody get hit in the back of the head unprepared like that. Looks like he's shaking it off.
Well, North another chance to tie. Griffin Wheatley. Podgerney.
Up.
Wheatley keeps it up, trying to track it down. McKelvin gets there. Diaz will send it over. Back row, it's long. What are they calling? A touch? Ooh, man. Where was that?
Griff Wheatley is telling Jen Palilonis right now that there was a touch. I think it caught.
Still, yeah.
It caught Griff. Yeah, it caught Griff in the arm.
All right. No, he's still going to the card. Challenge here for Jen Palilonis. Challenging no touch.
I'm not quite sure what coach is up to here. Griff said there was a touch. He may just be trying to slow this down. We're at a sort of critical moment in this set.
I'd like to thank you for joining us here tonight. Our coverage of the MIVA here on YouTube. NKU and Queens. These two teams will do it again tomorrow night, right here on YouTube. Yeah, this one not as clear cut as we might have thought.
Yeah, he's taking quite a while to review this.
Norse will lose the challenge. Score will hold 17-15 Queens. Charlie Podgerney serving. Trespesis wink. Whitley with a head of steam. Wheatley and the kill.
Norse want to see more of that. One pass, one set, and a terminal kill.
Ryan Peterson. Norse down by one, and an ace for Ryan Peterson.
That is exactly what the Norse need right now. Now, Ryan needs to turn this around and make this second serve.
Freshman from Indianapolis. Podgerney. Sauer sent up in the air and will land wide. Diaz got his hands on it, but scoring off the block is Sauer. 18-17, Queens lead.
Norse need a quick side out here.
Into the nets. Connor Dell into the match for the first time. Another one of those Chicago kids. And Sauer looks like with the medical trainer there behind the bench.
Yeah, I think that ball, that serve he got hit with, might have rattled him a little bit.
Will McKelvin. Podgerney tracks it down. And too long for Champagne. Got their setter, Podgerney, scrambling a little bit on the serve from McKelvin. 19-18, NKU in front. Timeout, Queens. Set two coming down to the wire. The conclusion after this. Norse in front, 19-18 here in set number two. Queens took the first set 25-22. Norse trying to draw even. McKelvin sends it away just long. Another time we've seen a missed serve coming out of a timeout on either team. It's happened quite a bit tonight. Caden Ledbetter for Queens. Short serve, Wheatley to Blair. Kept up by Dell. Podgerney to Moss.
And that is why you don't want to miss your serve out of that timeout, because then it leads to kind of a compounded momentum swing that the Norse have really suffered from this season.
Queens jumps in front, and they give the lead right. They give it away. 20-all on the miss from a Ledbetter.
Race to 5 here. There are actually drills that coaches run, 5-point drills, where this is the exact thing you're preparing for.
Overpass. Sent back over. Diaz, two-hand push. Oh, wow, he placed it perfectly. J.D. Diaz.
So here's what happened there. That set wasn't quite high enough for the back row attack, and so J.D. had to adjust. What you saw there was an incredibly smart play.
And an important one, Norse in the lead. Podgerney, Champagne, Diaz, back to Diaz again. J.D. My goodness, I think that shoulder's feeling all right. Just a missile unleashed. by the freshman from Miami. Timeout, Queens again.
Well done, JD. That back row attack, or the BIC as we call it, has been pretty effective for NKU tonight.
Well, the Norse with a head start on the race to 5. Just 3 more for them to get after this. Out of the timeout, JD Diaz accounted for the last 2 Norse points to get them into this lead. He will serve. Padroni over to Moss. And another kill for Casey Moss. Norse got a couple hands on it. Couldn't get it back over.
Yeah.
Chase Champagne.
Again, Norse looking for a quick side out here.
Trespassus wink. Wheatley and Diaz will push it. Another one for Diaz. He wasn't even trying that time.
Brilliant. This is what I'm saying. JD has the highest volleyball IQ of any freshman I've ever seen.
Torrin Stewart, who was in at libero on that last point, ducked out of the way. That ball landed pretty comfortably in. Adam Blair now serving. Big serve. Ace for Blair. Set point Norse.
That was beautiful.
(24-21). Blair for the set.
And he gets it again.
Lefty from Diaz. Whitley Peterson. And that is the set. The Norse rebound with a 25-21 second set win.
That race to 5 drill I was telling you about, that's exactly what you want to see in that moment. Tied 2020, service pressure, terminal attacks, smart plays by JD Diaz. Perfect 5-point run.
All even after 2 sets here at NKU. Got a good one brewing. Don't go anywhere. Set 3 is after this. Back on level terms here at Regents Hall. One set for NKU, one set for Queens. Nick Whitley serving to start set 3. Podgerney sets up Sauer, who gets the party started for Queens. That's not Sauer. Instead, that's Reed Shuey.
JD might have crashed in a little too fast there, expecting the ball to be shorter than it was.
And sent into the net by Casey Moss. 1-1. So Wheatley serving. And unable to get it back on the other side on the swing from Connor Dell. Seen that happen multiple times here.
That's so frustrating. The block is there, but technically they're not pushing across the net to keep the ball on the other side. Ball is just kind of rolling down between the blocker and the net.
Reed Shuey out of Gilbert, Arizona. Sends it away. Whitley to Peterson, deflected at the net. Oh, wow. Norse duel at the net, won by McKelvin. Wow, what in the world?
That was laser focused by Will. There was a little bit of batting the ball back and forth there, and it's easy to kind of lose track of things and make a mistake, but Will stayed with it.
Ryan Peterson, might have been going out, stayed in. Champagne kept it up for Queens. Now Whitley over to Diaz. He's blocked, but it's out. Diaz will score off the block for right now.
I'll tell you what, Queens would like to have that back. That serve was out of bounds for sure. They should never have touched that.
Another one for Peterson, and that one they do let go.
You know, Coach Palilonis has been working with Ryan Peterson quite a bit to get a more aggressive serve, so he's still working through some of that, but we're seeing some good things out of Ryan's serve.
Connor Dell into the net.
You'd really like to see the Norse turn this into some momentum.
Starts with McKelvin. 4-3 lead for the Norse. Maybe mishit that a bit, did McKelvin?
Yeah, it was a bad toss.
And there you go. Paid off by Rylan Coleman.
It's good that Will was able to keep that ball in play. The toss was a little too far out in front of him.
Chance Champagne now serves. Wheatley, McKelvin sends it back towards the middle. Diaz. Down the middle, Blair got a piece. Podgerney into the net. It goes for Moss. Excellent job by Blair to salvage the point.
Yeah, great job of NKU of staying with the ball. Now, again, they would like to string some points together here.
JD Diaz. Podgerney down the middle to Rylan Coleman again. Rylan Coleman now serving again. We are even through 10 points. Trespasses wink. Whitley and Wheatley rather. There was a touch. And a kill for Wheatley.
Like to see some service pressure like Adam gave us in the last set.
Blair.
Again, that was not a great toss. Ball was a little too far out in front of him.
Charlie Podgerney, the setter for Queens. Diaz, Whitley. Here's Wheatley again. No touch, and it lands too long.
Norse need a quick timeout here. We don't want to see these missed serves put us in a deficit.
Podgurney short. Diaz is there. Whitley sets up Peterson. My goodness.
Beautiful. That starts with a beautiful pass.
Got a piece of Scorin Stewart's face on the way down. Kill for Peterson. Whitley serves. Podgurney set up for the back row. Kill for Chance Champagne. Moss serving and an ace for Casey Moss. Perfectly placed, right shaving that line. It's 9-7. Moss serves again. Trespasses wink to Whitley. Here is Wheatley. Mishit it. Was there a touch, though? Don't think so.
Coach Palilonis hoping there was a touch there.
10-7. Moss overpass here. Podgurney, Moss blocked by Peterson. Champagne blocked again, and it lands in.
Those are two big blocks in a very critical moment for the Norse.
Griffin Wheatley serves. Just long.
Can't have those missed serves, Norse. Got to string together some points here.
Reed Shuey. Short one. Peterson. Whitley and Wheatley. Oh, it's kicked around. That's 4, though. Wow.
I'm telling you, this Queens team is scrappy. They are not just going to let balls hit the floor.
Peterson serves. Podgurney and a block again. Diaz and Blair.
Love to see the Norse stringing together some blocks in this set.
Just like that, the Norse are within 1. They trail 10-7. Peterson, another serve. That's in. Yes. Ace for Ryan Peterson.
Night for Ryan Peterson. That ball dropped out at the last second. That looked out. That looked out.
Absolutely. Norse take 4 of 5 points, and Queens calls a timeout. We're knotted up at 11. Out of the timeout, Ryan Peterson, another serve. Podgurney pushed over, kept up, though, by Whitley.
Tight, tight, tight.
Diaz at the net, able to force it over. Block again by Blair. Del
short.
tap. Oh, excellent job. Free ball. Touched at the net or no?
No touch there.
Sent wide on the free hit, and immediately conversation between the Queens head coach and the officials here.
Yeah, I think Coach Peluso is just asking for clarification. Oh, he's going to challenge.
Oh, the first Queen's challenge didn't go well for them.
Is he challenge? I didn't hear. Is net violation? Is that what he's challenging? Looked like that's what the ref was gesturing.
Yeah,
but
believe
yeah.
so.
Okay. This is a big one.
Yeah, difference between 12-11 or 12-11 Queens. Horse trying to break away. Have so much momentum, force the timeout after taking 4 of 5. This would be 5 of 6 points they've taken.
If the Norse win this challenge,
yes,
they are going to want to keep the momentum. So they really are going to have to dial in here.
not an easy one here.
Oh,
Queens wins the challenge. Twelve 11 Queens.
Coach Palilonis is going to be asking for some clarification on what happened there. Yeah, I think Coach P is not happy with that that call.
So Connor Dell now with Queens on serve. Dell will, I guess, get credit for a kill on that last play. And an ace for Connor Dell. How about that?
Not what the Norse wanted to have happen in that moment, for sure. They had all the momentum, and now momentum shift.
13-11. Another one coming from Dell. Trespasses wink. Whitley able to give a free ball for Whitley. Down the middle it comes, block from Blair. There you go. Right back on the attack. Will McKelvin to serve. Norse looking to even it up. Moss pushes it over Blair. Hanging in the air, able to send it right back. Over the top, a kill for Chance Champagne.
I think we're going to see more tips and rolls out of the Queens right now. If they have the lead, they want to keep it. They're not going to let those long rallies go.
Chance Champagne, junior from Glenview, Illinois. Whitley. Here is Diaz. He taps, got blocked at the net. Diaz again this time. A little more of a swing and point.
Net violation.
Going to the Norse.
Yep. Again, notice there, JD's not swinging away. He's playing smart ball. He sees the blocker. He recycles, then he hits high hands, gets Queens to make an error.
Diaz will now serve, and an ace for JD Diaz.
Pretty major miscommunication on the court on Queen's side there. I think it was one of those, each player thought the other was going to take it.
Dropped it right between them. The Norse have tied it up. Diaz, another one on the way. Podgerney down the middle. They got a piece at the net, but a kill for Coleman again.
Queen's running a quick ball there. Block just couldn't get up fast enough.
Trespassus wink to Whitley, to Wheatley on the swing. And
Another
Queens
net
in the net
violation.
again. Queens have let NKU back in it a little bit here over the last few points. Blair sends it away. Up into the rafters, shoots down. They handle it. Moss tries to swing, got blocked. Free ball here for the Norse. Whitley Peterson didn't get on top of it nearly enough. And a real missed opportunity. Whitley, Diaz now, cross court, and it's in. Shaving that outside line, another highlight for Diaz.
Diaz has been really effective with the back row attack tonight.
Whitley. Podgerney blocked. No, stayed on the north side. Be a kill for Reed Shuey.
From our vantage point, you can see very clearly the Norse block is about half a foot off the net. They got to push across the net to keep that ball on the other side.
Moss serving. Whitley. Wheatley, perfect. That vacated back corner, Whitley put it right there. 17 apiece.
Yeah, and you could see there, I think Queens thought the ball was going to come our way, and Nick reversed the flow there.
Wheatley. Podgerney. Mass blocked.
Nice.
By Peterson. Excellent job.
Ryan's been doing a great job at the net. Even when he's not getting the block, he's getting touches, and that's what we need.
Moving right along here in set 3, 18-17, the Norse lead. Right at the net, swinging. Up. And a kill for Chance Champagne. Two Norse went down for it. Might have kept it up, but there was nobody there to save it after that.
Yeah, he just didn't get that ball popped up high enough for somebody to get there, but he was there.
Jack Anderson serves really short. Whitley sets it up. McKelvin, my word.
10.
A little extra venom behind that one, huh?
And here's the thing. That was all Nick Whitley. He faked him out, made them think he might attack. The block committed to Nick, giving Will McKelvin a wide open net.
Norse in the lead, 19-18. Matt Cosgrove in to serve. And Cosgrove, again, an untimely service there. 19-all now.
Down ref is talking to Queen's bench.
A stern talking to for the misbehaving young men from Charlotte.
I think they're getting a little too excited for that down ref's taste.
19-all, Connor Dell serving for the Royals. Oh, Trespassus able to dive and get it. McKelvin.
That was incredible. First of all, that was a brilliant serve. He was going to kiss the line with that serve, and Leo came in out of nowhere, and perfect pass.
Parallel to the ground, able to get it to his setter. And McKelvin able to finish it off 20-19.
You cannot ask for more out of a libero than what Leo Trespass's wink just gave us. That was beautiful.
And McKelvin, who's come alive a lot here in set 3, sends it away. Norse 1-point lead. Cross-court Klausing pushes it up.
Tight.
McKelvin to Diaz, and the duel won by Queens.
Yeah.
Charlie Podgorny.
That set was just a little too tight. Here we are again, Ben, tied at 20. It's a race to 5.
Chance Champagne starts this one. Wheatley down to his backside. Diaz had to adjust to the set and hits hands and scores again. (21-20). Diaz serve. Podgorny, Moss. (21-all). Rylan Coleman serving for Queens.
Pretty sure this was the exact same rotation we were in the last set when we were tied at 20-all.
Whitley, back to Wheatley, left-handed push. Overpass Wheatley. Scrambling a little bit. Moss again, hits hands. Diaz, Whitley, Blair has to punch it across. Podgorny over to Moss again.
Beautiful.
Norse handle it again. And Whitley serves it over to Wheatley for the kill.
That's volleyball on both sides of the net.
Timeout called by Queens, 22-21. And you wonder if it has something to do with the fact that Zach Jarbo was in for the first time about to serve. So we'll see the outcome of this serve after the timeout. 22-21. The Norse looking to take a 2-1 lead. All right, so here we go with Zach Jarbo. Freshman, went to Trinity High School in Louisville, Kentucky. Norse up by 1. Later stages here in set 3, and unfortunately, the timeout works to perfection for Queens. Man, oh man. 22-all now, and Charlie Podgorny is going to serve. And Podgorny sends it wide.
It's exactly what the Norse needed there.
At 23-22, Nick Whitley, the setter, serves. Short one.
Whoa, that was
Excellent
almost
job.
an ace.
Kept up by Britton Skousen. Diaz will set up Wheatley.
Need a better swing in that moment.
Podgorny,
That ball's out.
no touch. Yes, no touch. Too long for Champagne. 24-22. Couple set points here for the Norse. Nick Whitley to end set 3. Another good short serve.
Another great serve.
Moss says, hold on a second. 24-23. Timeout called by NKU. Jen Palilonis. The Norse have one more set point.
So here's what's happening now. The Norse are going to huddle up, and they are going to evaluate where we're at in the rotation, try to set up a play, put it away on the first contact so that we can end this set.
Norse hunting down that first conference win in program history. A point here would certainly help them with that. So Casey Moss will serve. 4 queens out of the timeout. Second set point here for the Norse.
Norse need a good, solid pass here.
Casey Moss ticks off the net. Trespasses wink.
Put it away.
Whitley Diaz. And you very, very rarely see that out of JD Diaz.
It's true. It was the right call. You got to go to Diaz in that moment. He almost caught hands there. It was so close.
We're 24 apiece. We're going past 25. Moss. Trespasses wink to Whitley.
There it is.
Whitley with the kill. 25-24. It'll be a third set point coming here for NKU.
Griff's had a little trouble with the service line tonight. We want to see him make this serve.
Wheatley.
Nice serve.
Down the middle. A clutch kill for Reed Shuey. Went right at Trace Klausing.
Yeah, Trace is frustrated. He was there. He just didn't quite get in position fast enough to get a clean dig.
So now 25 all for Reed Shuey. Trespasses wink.
Out of system.
Whitley Diaz. Podgurney over to cross court for a kill for Champagne. And oh, how the tables have turned. After 3 set points for NKU, Queens now a chance to win set 3. Jen Palilonis calls his second final timeout. All happened so fast.
That's men's volleyball.
Reed Shuey serving after this. Set point here for Queens, the biggest point of the match thus far. Reed Shuey to send it away for the Royals. Trespasses wink. They got to go retrieve it. Wheatley Diaz gives the free ball. Podgurney Dell rejected at the net. McKelvin a swing. And
oh my God, what a dig.
Calling that up? No, that hit the court. A little anticlimactic there, I think.
I guess.
Thought it was pretty clear that it hit the court.
That was a heck of a swing. Heck of a swing.
Well, the Norse do the job there. They save the set point. They get it to 26. Peterson down the lane, and Blair had a shot at a block.
He was there.
Too far from the net.
Yep.
And again, a Queens set point. 27-26. Connor Dell.
Dell has a pretty crafty serve. Norse are going to have to handle it.
Klausing, Whitley, Diaz, Dell, Champagne, McKelvin, two-handed push. Libero comes down to get it. Podgernini kept up by Wheatley. Klausing, back to Diaz. Over on the north side. Whitley, Blair got blocked. Blair got blocked by Rylan Coleman to end the set, and that is a heartbreaker. – 28-26. Queens take set number 2. The Norse had all but won it. My goodness. You mentioned the resiliency of this Queens team. They do not give up. They don't give up on points. They don't give up on sets. My goodness gracious, that is a tough set to drop. If you're in KU, Queens takes a 2-1 lead, 25-22, 21-25, and that one 28-26. It's been an unbelievable match so far. We might have 2 sets still to come. Don't go anywhere. Set 4 on the way. Well, a thrilling third set. Queens able to find a way to turn it around there at the very end. The Norse had it all but one. The Queens continuing to fight, like you mentioned. They never give up. They take the third set, 28-26, and we're off and running here in set 4. right away. Oh, my gosh. Way up into the rafters. That'll be a kill for Griffin
It's a
Wheatley.
beautiful kill. We need to see more of that out of Griffin Wheatley. He's got to be terminal. He's got to swing hard. Put that ball away.
Wheatley serves. Connor Dell a swing. Wheatley back row keeps it up. Whitley sets Diaz, hits hands, and it'll be another point for the Norse. Wheatley.
That was almost an ace.
Dell the swing. Diaz pushes it up. Back to Diaz at the net. Was there a touch?
Yes, there was. Again, such a smart play out of JD. He couldn't do anything with that ball, but he saw there was another blocker up and he used his hands.
3 straight for the Norse to begin set 4.
Griff.
Back row Moss ticks off the net. Diaz, a setup for McKelvin. And yes,
Another
that's 4
touch.
straight.
Another touch. We're going to see a challenge here. Queens is saying no touch. No? No. No challenge. All right.
See how long the Norse can keep this riding. 4 consecutive to begin set 4. Not been something that's happened in this match. Not a lot of separation for either team throughout sets. And there's Queen's first point.
Yeah, quite honestly, this is the first time you've really seen either team get momentum and string together more than a couple points at a time.
Chance Champagne with the kill, now serving. Into the nets. 5-1.
I got to say, Ben, it is tough to lose an overtime set the way they did and then come back out feeling strong. So it's great to see the North shaking it off and playing strong here.
Peterson, Podgurney down the middle. The North's got a piece of it, but it'll still land.
Yeah, you saw JD there tapping his chest. He knows that was his ball. That short coverage on the block.
We'll go down to the kill for Reed Shuey. Shuey, another floater. Diaz pushes it up. Blair floats and scores.
I love watching Adam Blair jump. It looks like he's literally hanging in midair.
Will McKelvin topspin just
rough
on
toss.
the top of the net.
Rough toss there. He was trying to adjust and just couldn't quite make it happen.
(6-3) NKU. Connor Dell to serve. Two North
telling you,
for it.
Connor Dell has an incredible serve. It doesn't look like it's going to be as crafty as it is, but he puts such a spin on that toss.
Only 3 aces on the year coming into this one. Give him a 4th. 6-4. Oh my, another one.
JD is mad at himself right now. He just hesitated. And as fast as that 4-point lead starts to dwindle. Norse want a quick timeout or side out here.
Dell clousing passes to Whitley over to Diaz. That is in.
Yeah.
Perfectly placed again.
Yeah, JD wanted that point because he wanted to make up for that missed pass before.
7-5. Diaz tips the net down the middle. Blair got a piece, but kill for Ryan Coleman.
A little late on the block there, so Adam was going up as the ball was being hit.
Casey Moss.
Nice pass.
Back to Wheatley.
Beautiful.
Another score off the block for Wheatley. Adam Blair.
Nice serve.
Champagne Diaz.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that pass.
Dell two-hand push. Peterson
That was smart, Ryan.
shoots it up, and Wheatley couldn't handle the set. Close to the net. Hard to deal with, but
Yeah.
went for the tap.
Excellent, excellent defense back there by JD in that play.
Rylan Coleman for Queens. Diaz pops that one up a little bit. Whitley tracks it down. Another tough one for Wheatley, and the duel is going to be won by Queens. So Norse led 5-1. Queens has taken 7 of 10 points since. And Norse is
Palilonis wants a net violation there. That's what he's looking at. His players told him to challenge, so they must have seen something in that play.
NK
That was a
will
great
take
challenge. Yeah, that was a great challenge. Good on the players to communicate with their coach and let them know what they saw.
So the call overturned. It goes from being a tie game to a 9-7 Norse lead.
That's huge at this point in the match.
Nick Whitley serves into the net. 9-8. This is Carson Strawbridge. Redshirt sophomore from Virginia Beach. First time we've said his name tonight. Whitley over to McKelvin. Pushed up by Turin Stewart. Stewart again. Podgerney, and Stewart has to be the one to send it over, and nearly scored from there, but sent it wide. Very close.
Saw JD Diaz take a sigh of relief there because that ball was close. Nothing worse than a free ball kill.
Griffin Wheatley. Podgerney. McKelvin now. Oh, sent way up. Oh, it shoots back down, but it can't
that ball's
cross
out.
sides.
That's right.
Thank goodness for that rule. That would have been brutal. 11-8.
Great coverage by Trace Klausing on that dig. Excellent.
Timeout Queens. Norse in somewhat control here in set 4. We have not seen either team create much separation at all at this point in any set. So the Norse by 3 here in set 4, looking to force a 5th set. Out of the timeout, Griffin Wheatley to send it away for the Norse. Another successful ice by Queens, whether they mean to do it or not. The Norse having extreme difficulty serving out of a timeout.
Yeah, that's the big difference really for the Norse tonight is the serves. Too many missed serves.
Champagne, big serve overpass and paid off by Moss.
And you see again what happens there. We miss a serve, we give the ball to them, and a compounded error.
(11-10) chance Champagne into the nets. Brian Peterson serving. Podgerney. Oh, bad set. Moss couldn't handle it.
Yeah, that set was a little too long. Moss wasn't expecting it to come over his shoulder the way it did. It's good he caught himself. I don't ever like to see that kind of chaos out there. It could lead to a quick injury.
Peterson nearly able to get that one to spin down, but not quite.
Yeah, Ryan's trying so hard for that back corner. It's a good spot if you can hit it.
Reed Shuey. Another floater. Whitley and McKelvin again. My word.
Oh, look at Will McElvin's getting real excited there, pumping up the crowd.
It's 14-11. McKelvin. Podgerney over to Moss. Oh, kept up. Can they track it down? McKelvin does. One hit left. Diaz, the free ball. Podgerney again. That one's long. Excellent job by the Norse. McKelvin going a long way to track that one down, and they just stay with it.
Yeah, that's what scrappy defense does, Ben. You put the ball on the other side of the net, and you let the other team make the error.
15-11, another timeout called. Four-point lead. Norse trying to hold on to it and win the fourth set. Back after this. Norse trying to keep their foot on the gas here. McKelvin out of the timeout. Wow. Can't make this up.
No. Oh, gosh. You just hate to see that. And here we have Dell back up to serve. Norse want to get out of this rotation quick.
Dell, a little tick off the net. Over to Diaz. And he just mishit it.
And again, missed serve, compounded error.
Dell, Klausing way up. Back over to Diaz. Oh, they keep it up. And Diaz, wow, just swings right off of it. Not many teams have a guy on their front line that's 5'11" that's as much of a threat as JD Diaz. Oh, my goodness.
Ah, Will wants that one back. It's there.
Casey Moss has had himself a match. I mean, he's had an unbelievable year. And he's continuing that here tonight. Serves. Whitley right back to Griffin for the kill.
Set, Nick Whitley.
Adam Blair. North still up by 3. Oh, pass hits a beam.
Ball's tight.
Tough one to handle, and I think Whitley hit the net.
Oh, they were in the net first. I think. Yeah, I think there was I think one of the Queens players might have slid into the net there.
It's a break for the North.
Huge break.
So 18-14, another serve coming for Blair.
Yeah, I think from where we sat, it might have looked like Nick was in the net, but I think it was the Queens player pushed the net into Nick.
So here comes Blair. Almost a foot fault. Sent it into the net anyway.
Pretty close. I think he was over the line there, but that's what happens when that ball is too far out in front of you on the toss. Morse want a quick side out to keep this momentum that they have.
Rylan Coleman. Diaz.
And they
Peterson right down the middle for the kill. 19-15. Peterson with a timely swing.
Yeah, that quick route through the middle is really hard to defend against. They played that perfectly.
Nick Whitley. And an ace for Nick Whitley.
Nick Whitley!
Norse pulling away 20-15. Casey Maz back in. Hayden Strawbridge was in momentarily. Another one from Whitley. Oh, almost did it again.
Almost an ace. Look at that.
Diaz to Whitley. Back to McKelvin. They keep it up, though, but nobody on the receiving end for the third hit. My goodness. McKelvin's hitting the ball with some absolute velocity here tonight.
He is. And these two serves out of Nick Whitley put us in a position to make those plays.
21-15.
He wanted another one, but he had a bad toss. It's all right. Shake it off. Side out volleyball from here on out, and the Norse are in great shape.
Charlie Podgerney.
Pass.
Tip this time from Wheatley.
Beautiful spot there. Griff didn't get a great approach on that ball, but he had the wherewithal to see that big donut in the middle of the court. This rotation has served us well in this set.
Wheatley, low serve. Dell had to adjust. Not the greatest set. Wheatley to Diaz now. Swings, gets blocked.
JD wanted that one.
Reed Shuey for Queens with the block. Chance Champagne.
Norse looking for another quick side out. They want to get out of this set. Nice pass.
McKelvin blocked Klausing there.
Perfect positioning by Klausing.
Wheatley tips.
Yeah, back row attack.
Queens with the point.
So when you're tacking out of the back row, you cannot cross that 10-foot line. No part of your foot can touch the line until after you've contacted the ball. So I think Griff just got a little piece of that line.
Well, we've had no problems with wet spots the entire match. And over the last 10 points or so, it's become extremely damp, it seems.
We're in the fourth set. Everybody's sweaty, playing hard, and playing scrappy ball. So that's what's happening here. They're on the ground.
Chance Champagne serving for Queens. They trail it by 4.
Nice pass.
Diaz to Whitley, and McKelvin blocked. Wow,
Yeah,
Casey Moss.
Nick was really trying there to reverse the flow. Queens was all over it.
22-19, timeout called by Jen Palilonis. Norse are 3 points away from forcing a 5th set, but they got to win it first. The conclusion of set 4 after this. Queens on a run here at the end of set 4. Chance Champagne serving out of the timeout.
Norse just need to keep their composure here. One good pass.
Klausing, Whitley,
There it is.
Diaz
Beautiful.
winds up and scores.
That's the play. Here comes Matt Cosgrove back in the match as a serving sub. Looking to string together a couple quick points. That's a serve.
Overpass.
That's a serve.
Whitley. Oh, that's tough to handle. Diaz
Yeah.
got it over, though. Moss. Oh, off the face of Diaz.
Oh, no.
It's a kill for Moss,
Oh,
and
no.
Diaz flat on his
He's
back.
down. JD's been playing such scrappy ball tonight. He's telling coach he's okay. JD is a very competitive guy. He does not want to come out of this game right now.
It's 23-20. Fareed Shuey. Whitley. Blair pushes it over. Podgerney over to Moss again. Blocked. Kept in the court to get the Norse to set point. Adam Blair with the block. And a little bit of breathing room here for the Norse. Trying to force set 5. Will McKelvin serving for the set.
Beautiful.
Podgerney, and it'll
That was
have
a
to
quick
wait one
set.
more point.
Yeah, again, that quick offense through the middle. He ran a little bit of a drift route there where he's pushing the ball out so that he'd keep him away from the blockers. It was a great play by Queens.
And Connor Dell again. Always seems that when they need a serve, Dell is the one back there.
This is a rough rotation.
Another set point. Second one for the Norse. Whitley. Blair.
There's Adam Blair.
That's it.
Set. That's who you go to in that moment.
Well, the Norse force a 5th set, 2 sets apiece. Here at Regents Hall, it's a race to 15 now. The Norse with eyes on their first conference winning program history. They seem to have the momentum right now after a very good set 4.
Excellent. The big difference, I think, Ben, in that set was you saw the Norse, first of all, come out real aggressive in the beginning. Some great serves out of Griffin Wheatley to take that 4-point lead, which gave them some room, some wiggle room. They did better on the service line. They played great defense, and we had a lot more terminal offense out of our hitters in that set. So they're going to want to see that again. This is going to be a quick set 5. Norse need to take control early.
Everything on the line. Set 5 is up after this. Set 5 here at Regents Hall. It's only the second 5-set match the Norse have played, but it's their second in the last 7 days.
That's right.
Came oh so close against Lewis last week, but once that 5th set rolled around, it was all Lewis, 15-8. Queens, their lone victory in MIVA play was in 5 sets over Ohio State. And they're also coming off a 5-setter, as we mentioned earlier, in their last match at home against Lindenwood. In the 5th set, they lost 15-13, came about as close as you can come. And in their win over Ohio State, they won 18-16 in those 5th sets.
5th sets are tricky, Ben. They go fast in men's volleyball. So you're going to want to see the Norse come out here and take an early lead, similarly to the way they did in the 4th set.
Queens serving first. It's Chance Champagne. The race to 15 is on, and the Norse will take the first one on the error from Champagne. Feels like errors of any time and any kind in a 5th set are just magnified.
Yeah, you don't want to see that in a 5th set. 5th set play has to be next to perfect.
Griffin Wheatley. Podgurney down the middle to Shuey.
That was a great pass. Nice quick offense from Queens. Ryan Peterson got a block up, but just couldn't quite locate the ball.
Klausing. Whitley has to deal with it. Gets it over to McKelvin. Whitley still able to backset McKelvin there with just hardly any room to do it. 2-1 NKU. Ryan Peterson. Wow. Turin Stewart into the match, replacing Britton Skusin. And Connor Dell, wouldn't you believe it? Diaz, right back to him. He's blocked.
Yeah,
My
Queen saw that
goodness.
coming. They knew they were going to JD there.
Podgurney, the setter. Dell, Whitley. Here's McKelvin. He
Smart play
tips
by Will
and
McKelvin.
scores.
Smart play. He saw that block, saw that donut in the middle of the court.
Three apiece. Podgurney, Moss.
If you can't get a block on Moss, you're in trouble. A lot of pace on that ball. Strong swing.
Whitley. Here comes McKelvin. McKelvin's been the guy to set it to.
That's right. Will is teeing off. He wants this one bad.
Norse have evened it at 4. Diaz, just a bit of a miss hit.
Yeah, we can't have those service errors in a fifth set. You don't see that often out of JD. Just was trying to catch that line, I think. Looks like we're going to go point for point in this fifth set, Ben.
Rylan Coleman. Blair hangs in the air. They got to go down to get it. Track it down.
North's going to get a free ball.
Whitley will send it over himself, and it'll work out.
That was a smart play right there. Nick Whitley does a really good job of taking that second ball when the other team is least expecting it.
They continue to go point for point. Adam Blair.
Great serve there by Adam Blair. Oh, Adam. All right.
Get it back over.
Good play by Griff to keep that ball in play.
Oh, they keep it up. McKelvin. Diaz now, back row.
Play.
Podgurney. Moss.
Ball's out.
It's out.
No touch.
Wow, Wheatley going all the way to the other end of the court to keep that one alive.
That was really, really great, intense play out of Griffin Wheatley. Very smart. Laser focused to keep that ball in play. Queens is not liking that. They are kind of giving the refs some questioning, but in the end, that's going to stand.
Norse have the lead. Another one coming from Blair.
That's a beautiful serve.
Overpass. Peterson. Oh, he was blocked. Charlie Podgurney took what looked like a sure Norse kill.
That was really great play by Podgurney. He saw the overpass and he knew where it was going. Ryan Peterson would have been better off to step back and put that ball in play.
Podgurney. Wheatley. Back to Wheatley. He tips. Oh, pancake.
Nice
they keep it up. Swing on it and a touch. Back-to-back points where Queens just...
I think Coach Palilonis should challenge that. I think that ball was... he's challenging that ball was down. If it was up, it was close. No part of that ball can touch the ground.
So it's a pancake right now.
Yeah, regardless, that's a really good challenge in this moment because we're about to hit that halfway point in a fifth set. Coaches get an extra challenge in the fifth set, so there's really no harm in using that challenge right now.
Yeah, got a verdict here. Big call.
Yeah.
Stands as called. The point will stay with Queens.
Yeah, that's a tough challenge to lose there. But quick side out for the Norse. We'll tie it back up.
7-6 Queens. Charlie Podgurney.
Nice pass.
Whitley. Back to Griffin.
Beautiful.
Who pays it off.
Yeah.
7-7 Nick Whitley. Podgurney. Dell.
That's it.
Down to get it is Whitley. Diaz pushes it up. McKelvin takes a swing. Up in the rafters. Hits a light and comes down. Better to be lucky than good.
Norse with the lead as we switch sides. 7-8 here in set 5.
Seven more points between the Norse and their first MIVA win in program history.
Again, the key here is this Norse team needs to keep its composure, play point for point, play smart.
Carson Strawbridge in for Connor Dell for Queens. Nick Whitley.
Nice serve.
Podgurney
And blocked by the Norse.
Griffin Wheatley. Norse by 2, 9-7.
Queens
Inching ever closer. Timeout Queens.
Yeah, you had to expect that timeout here. 2-point lead at 9-7 with just a few more points to play in this 5th set. Got to call a timeout. Super important for Nick Whitley to keep this ball in play with a good serve.
Norse looking to stretch the lead more. 9-7. Podgurney set up for Moss. Klausing the dig. Diaz set over to McKelvin.
Beautiful play there. Now you see the coach's wife coming out and me. I'm getting excited.
Hey, I mean, 10-7. They're right there. Another timeout called by Queens. McKelvin has come up so big here in sets 4 and 5.
Yeah, I'm so proud of Will. He is carrying a lot of the weight here on the offense, playing great volleyball. That's the sign of somebody who's hungry for this win. Shout out to Mom and Dad McElvin who are at home in Florida right now, I'm sure, watching this match.
McKelvin, another one of those kind of Swiss Army knife players for the North.
Yep.
We've seen him set at times this year. He's been an excellent hitter as well.
He's just got such a heavy arm.
All right, no more timeouts for Queens. 5 points away are the NKU Norse. 10-7. Nick Whitley continues to serve.
We need another good serve out of Nick here.
Podgerney down the middle.
Yeah, you knew they were going to run that quick offense through the middle. It's been pretty successful for them tonight.
Reed Shuey's racking up kills here in the 4th and 5th set. 10-8. Chance Champagne.
Norse need a side out here.
Excellent job, Wheatley. The pass, and then McKelvin
Beautiful,
the
beautiful.
tap. Pre-ball
Setting
here,
it back up.
Klausing. Whitley. Diaz back line. And no touch. It's 4 hits on the Norse. Maybe we'll see if there's a challenge. No challenge coming.
I would have liked to have seen a challenge there. I feel like that might have popped up and touched a Royal.
10-9. Champagne. Whitley. McKelvin blocked. Oh, no. Queens has taken 3 points in a row. They've tied it at 10.
Palilonis calling a timeout.
Queens has responded with 3 consecutive points to make it 10-10.
And we find ourselves in another race to 5, the 3rd time in this match.
Chance Champagne. Diaz. Whitley. Wheatley! That's a kill. And the Norse are back in front.
Honestly, Ben, that was the wrong person to serve in that moment. You knew JD was going to pass a dime.
Now Griffin Wheatley serving. Moss got a touch at the net. Klausing able to keep it up.
Norse need to
Whitley,
terminate.
McKelvin tip.
Down, that ball's down.
It was called down,
Yeah,
yes.
that ball's down.
It was called down immediately by the line judge. Took a second for the referees to make the call.
There's
But
a
a
challenge.
challenge coming.
That's a smart challenge.
Yeah, might assume.
Might as well. That's a smart challenge. At this point in the match.
Oh, a yellow card's been issued.
Ooh. And a yellow card issued toward the Queens players. My guess is the Queens players might have been a little chippy with the refs.
And I don't understand why you'd be mad at the ref when you're challenging and the call could just, go your way,
Yeah.
There's no way to overturn it. I mean, I don't know.
As a coach, you never like to see that.
Oh, of course.
We always say, keep it on our side of the net.
So if this is in Queen's favor, would it be a replay?
So if this is in Queens' favor, it would be a replay because the ball was called dead before the play was over.
It's confirmed. Ball was down.
I saw that hit the ground. I'm not surprised that was confirmed, and rather quickly.
12-10. Norse have taken 2 points in a row after their timeout. They're 3 away. Griffin Wheatley serving. Oh, Norse have not done that a lot
It's not what you want to see in that
in the
moment.
fifth set. They haven't done it at all in the fifth set.
Yeah. Again, Norse want to see a very quick side out here. Bringing in a serving sub.
Chris Peters, first time we've seen him.
Yeah, this isn't surprising. Shuey's got a good serve. He keeps the ball in play, but it's not super aggressive. So Coach Peluso might be looking to bring in maybe a little bit more aggressive serve here.
Peters, handled by Wheatley. Whitley, tap
Another
and
smart,
score from McElvin.
Play. Will McElvin is showing incredible composure and leadership in this set tonight.
13-11, they inch closer. Matt Cosgrove now serving.
That's a serve.
Podgerney, Moss blocked by Blair. They can't track it down. It's 14-11. It's match point, Northern Kentucky.
Matt Cosgrove did exactly what we needed him to do. Service pressure kept Queens out of that play.
Here we go with Cosgrove. Sends it away. Podgerney. Big swing, it's out.
Norse win!
And NKU, the first MIVA win in program history in 5 sets. A hitting error by Chance Champagne, and they win the 5th set 15-11. What a gritty performance by the Norse to get it done. After a 3rd set that most teams might not rebound from. A brutal 3rd set that they thought they had won, turned in favor of Queens, but the next 2 sets, they got it together, and they ultimately come out with a win to tie Queens in the standings. You win again tomorrow night, you jump them.
That's right. And this Norse team needs to be so proud of themselves and each other. What a great match.
Will McElvin coming up massive in the 5th set. One of the more experienced players on this team. Not that there really is. Such a young team. They find a way to get it done.
That's right.
In a 5-set thriller here today. Excellent feeling for Jim Palilonis, the Palilonis family.
That's right.
What a feeling.
Ben, we're so proud of these boys. You know, for a first-year program, it's tough. You come into a league like the MIVA, and it is a lot of work and it takes a lot of guts to come out there every night and keep playing. And they are getting better and better with each match. They deserved this win.
Well, they'll be back at it tomorrow night against these same Queens Royals, and we'll be here to give it to you. Tonight, a historic night. Let the celebration begin in Highland Heights. The first program win in the MIVA for NKU. They take it in 5 over Queens here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. For my partner, Jen Palilonis, I am Ben Burdette signing off here from Regents Hall. We'll see you tomorrow. These 2 teams back in action.